Donald and Melania Trump are now celebrating 20 years of marriage, but their path to the altar wasn't without its challenges. Like any relationship, theirs faced its fair share of hurdles, including some truly dramatic moments. Let's take a closer look at the ups and downs that shaped the early days of their romance.
What was it that you saw in Donald when you met him or fell in love with him?
His mind, amazing mind.
It all began in 1998 at a New York Fashion Week party where Melania Trump, a striking Slovenian model, caught Donald Trump's attention. The twist? He approached her while his date just so happened to be in the bathroom. Yes, his date.
I was actually supposed to meet somebody else. It was this great supermodel sitting next to Melania. I was supposed to meet the supermodel. They were saying, look, there's so-and-so. I said, forget about her. Who's the one on the left? That was me.
Melania, clearly unimpressed, refused to give him her number. Instead, she took his, leaving him to wait for her to call. A bold move, right?
So he asked me for the number, and I said, I will not give you my number. So if you give me your numbers, I will call you.
But that was just the start. When things finally heated up between them, Melania walked into Donald's apartment one day, ready for a trip to Mar-a-Lago, only to be met by an unexpected sight. Donald's ex-girlfriend, Carrie Young, casually strolling out. Imagine the audacity. According to Ronald Kessler's book, The Trump White House, changing the rules of the game, Melania didn't hesitate. She dumped Donald on the spot, reportedly saying, "Screw that, I don't care about all his billions, I'm breaking up." She even called Trump's butler to have her clothes. Shipped back talk about a power play.
Yeah, it made me angry.
But here's the twist. Donald wasn't about to let her go that easily. Within a week, he managed to win her back. According to his butler, Tony Senel, when she came back, I just carried her suitcases back into the mansion, laughing. It seems Melania's fiery spirit only made Donald more determined to keep her.
It was my decision. I think was just the time. I think was the right time.
But the drama wasn't over yet. Fast forward to 2000, and the couple hit another bump. This time, Donald was diving into presidential politics, aiming for the Reform Party nomination. Amid the whirlwind of his campaign, they called it quits. Donald even went on record with the New York Times, calling Melania an amazing woman and saying she would be missed. But let's be real, he wasn't missing her for long. By February of that same year, Donald had abandoned his political ambitions for the time being and was spotted with Melania by his side again. Their relationship had its fair share of ups and downs, but those challenges seemed to strengthen their bond. By April 2004, Donald popped the question at the Met Gala. It was a great surprise. "We are very happy together," Melania told the New York Post. They tied the knot in January 2005 at Mar-a-Lago.
Were you nervous?
No, not at all.
No.
Not at all.
A year later, their son Barron was born in March 2006, and it seemed like the perfect family picture. But with Trump, there's always more to the story. Just 4 months later, adult film star Stormy Daniels claimed she and Trump had a sexual encounter.
I came out of a bathroom to find myself cornered. I don't remember how I got on the bed. It was awful, but I didn't say no.
And that's not all. Playboy model Karen McDougal alleged an affair with Trump that began in June 2006, right around Barron's birth. Trump, of course, denies everything.
It's fake, phony, fake.
And it doesn't end there. Multiple women have accused Trump of sexual harassment or assault during his relationship and marriage to Melania. People's Natasha Stoyanov alleged that Trump pushed her against a wall and forced a kiss when she went to Mar-a-Lago to interview him and a very pregnant Melania in December 2005. Miss USA and Miss Universe contestants also reported harassment and assault by Trump in 2006. Trump has denied all of these allegations.
I have great respect for women. Nobody has more respect for women than I do.
So for the record, you're saying you never did that?
No, I have not.
Despite all the drama, Melania has remained by Trump's side through the 2016 presidential campaign, his 4 years in office, and the numerous investigations post-presidency. She's been there through it all.
To be with a man like my husband is, you need to know who you are. You need to have a very independent life as well and supporting him.
But don't think she's always on board with him. Melania once said, "I don't always agree with what he thinks, and I tell him that. I give him my honest opinion and honest advice."
I'm my own person, he's his own person, and I think that's very important. I don't want to change him, he doesn't want to change me.
Interestingly, Melania seemed to vanish from public view whenever Trump's alleged affairs made headlines. In February 2018, she skipped the traditional walk across the White House South Lawn to Marine One after the New York reported on the McDougal affair. She also largely disappeared from public engagements with Trump after the Daniels news broke in January 2018.
And a guy walked up on me and said to me, "Leave Trump alone, forget the story." And then he leaned around and looked at my daughter and said, "A beautiful little girl, it'd be a shame if something happened to her mom."
Trump, always quick to defend his marriage, brushed off Stormy Daniels' and his ex-lawyer's drama as fake news, stating that it's tough when the spotlight is on Melania too. Meanwhile, Melania and Barron stayed out of the public eye during the trial.
I like to keep it life as normal as possible for my son Baron, and I'm a full-time mom, and I love it.
Stormy Daniels has even suggested that the Trumps might not share a bedroom. "I don't know what their agreement may or may not be, but Melania needs to leave him," she said. Ouch, looks like the Trumps can never catch a break.
And you know as well as I do that if he hadn't, that it was not that I was lying, he'd have whipped his junk out a long time ago and proved that I was a liar. And
actually, Trump's 3 marriages have always been surrounded by controversy, and here's a juicy tidbit. He cheated on his first wife with the woman who would later become his second wife. And guess what? The boomerang effect hit hard. She allegedly cheated on him right back. Now, let's take a closer look at this scandalous chapter in Trump's life.
Donald always had a great head on his shoulder, and I saw the potential.
They tied the knot on April 9, 1977 in New York City. During their honeymoon in Mexico, Ivana became pregnant with their first child, and on December 31, 1977, their son Donald Jr. was born. The couple went on to have 2 more children, Ivanka in 1981 and Eric in 1984. A picture-perfect marriage, right? But wait.
He did not know how to speak to them in the children way of thinking.
However, their seemingly perfect marriage hit the rocks in 1989 when Ivana discovered Donald's affair with model Marla Maples.
Did you see warning signs?
I really didn't. I really didn't.
It all happened during the family's annual holiday trip to Aspen. Ivana ran into Maples outside a restaurant with patrons and the rest of the family watching. Ivana wrote, "This young blonde woman approached me out of the blue and said, 'I'm Marla and I love your husband.' I said, 'Get lost. I love my husband.' It was unladylike, but I was in shock."
We were actually standing near the restaurant, getting ready to put skis on. And I was standing there like an idiot. And Marla and Ivana were here. And there wasn't shouting, but you could obviously see there was some friction.
Do you think unless the two had actually come face to face, you would have confronted that situation?
Well, it's interesting because it's possible that, maybe it would still be going on. I'm not sure.
You think unless the two had actually come face to face, Ivana would have confronted the situation. Well, it's interesting because it's possible that, maybe it would have still been going on. I'm not sure. The affair made headlines, and in March 1990, Ivana officially filed for divorce, resigning from the Trump Organization a few months later.